here at Citrix Synergy, and I'm speaking with Joe Vaccaro. Can you tell me a little bit about your role in the company? And I understand you're with Citrix Cloud, right?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for having me. So I'm Joe. I run product management for our Citrix Cloud and Citrix Workspace. Been at Citrix now 6+ years, and been with Citrix Cloud since it was just a vision on a whiteboard.
Wow. So what were some of the, I know there was a lot of announcements that were made today, but maybe you can go into a little more detail about what the new things are that they're bringing into Citrix Cloud.
Yeah. Since Citrix Cloud was announced in 2015, it's really kind of grown up from really single service delivering XenApp and XenDesktop to now up to 15 different services to help to provide really the full range of services to solve all the business needs that cover the secure digital workspace. Today at Citrix Synergy, we really announced a couple of kind of big enhancements to help to really broaden that vision. The first is around Citrix Analytics, helping to provide really an end-to-end analytics platform to help customers to see the overall end-user behavior of their employees accessing a wide range of different applications, different types of files across a wide range of different devices and network conditions. And being able to see that analytics data provides the ability to then ingest that and run it through an event pipeline to then analyze through machine learning to then develop models to understand user behavior. Now customers have then the ability to be able to really understand that behavior and then apply security against it. And one of the important parts of that announcement is not just the ability to ingest the data, but then to create actions on how that data should be applied or how that information should be applied, and then feed that back into the underlying Citrix products across application delivery, mobility, networking, and files.
And now it's a lot more than just notifying that there's been a change in the policy or change in the behaviors. It's got intelligent. Is that what the part that you're talking about?
Yeah, the analytics service is able to understand that user behavior and then use it over the decade plus of being able to instrument our products, run that through the models to then understand and provide that level of visibility back to customers. But as you mentioned, it's not just about being able to see that information on a dashboard. It's allow the autonomic way to be able to then apply that information back under the underlying systems to change the way that how people access their applications. A great example is that we showed here today is that when I'm operating within say an untrusted network, I might be able to want to access my applications in a different way. Instead of accessing a SaaS application and instantly just single signing on in, I might also, as an IT organization, want to then be able to then route that through a embedded armored browser, provide additional levels of security. And those capabilities really enhance what we announced with the analytics, and those features kind of fall under what we announced today of what's called Cloud App Control.
Can you tell us a little more about maybe Cloud App Control part of it?
Sure. So the Cloud App Control really fits into this notion that what people need to be productive is more than just Windows applications. They need a wide range of SaaS applications, mobile applications, and others. But as people have been accessing SaaS applications today, it's one thing to help to secure the authentication as they access that into. But to move beyond and say that when they're accessing those SaaS applications, I want to apply additional levels of security into those SaaS applications. In very much the same way that Citrix has been able to pioneer providing additional levels of security into Windows applications through virtualization, we wanted to provide additional levels of security on top of how people access SaaS applications. So the Cloud App Control capabilities allow you to then set policies to dictate, based upon the context of where the user is, how that SaaS application should be launched. Should they, if they're in a trusted environment, single sign on them natively inside of their native browser? But if they're in an unsecured environment, or it's a SaaS application that requires a higher level of security, be able to watermark that browser, be able to then intercept and open that browser within open up that SaaS application within an embedded browser within the underlying Workspace app, give customers new ways to be able to ensure that they deliver a unified experience to their end users, but then be able to apply additional level of security on the applications that they're opening.
So like if they were in a Starbucks, you could say if they're on an unsecured network, do a two-factor authentication rather than just single sign-on or...
Not just that, but as you think about accessing those applications within public places like a Starbucks, we can be able to detect that that's an untrusted network and say, I want to, when I open up that SaaS application, not only say provide a additional level of authentication, but then when I get in that, I might want to watermark that screen so that if there's somebody looking over my shoulders, I understand where that information is being stored. Or I might want to be able to control how that data is downloaded to the underlying device, because I might be on an untrusted device, and ensure that when I'm downloading information from that SaaS application, I want to route all that data, say through Citrix files, to ensure that there's no data that's going to be resident on that untrusted device.
And maybe I'm going too soon, but there was a lot of talk about the workspace, workspace.
Mm-hmm.
And how does Workspace bring everything together into, one cohesive piece?
Mm-hmm.
You can talk a little bit about that.
Sure. When we think about people today in the new generation, not only entering the workforce but is already here, they require a increasing set of applications, devices, and content in order to feel productive and go about their day. But as those applications are used by people, they actually create a worse productive environment for them. Because these underlying applications and content aren't natively built to be able to work together, they aren't able to be used under a complete, say, workflow in order to complete an action. So what we announced today within the new Citrix Workspace app is really everything people need to be productive brought together in one experience, covering their new SaaS applications with instant access, as well as Windows applications, mobile applications, web applications, but also all of their files. And as you think about as a person who goes about their work, I have content that I access today that's spread across many different locations, whether it's a SharePoint site, whether it's a network drive, whether it's even just an attachment on my email client. What the Workspace allows me to do is not only bring all of those files and content together in one experience, but then also bring with it all of those different types of applications. And with it, be able to then intelligently allow those applications and content to work together. One of the examples that we showed today of how that really comes to light is I want to quickly jump on a machine and edit a document. Today, in order for me to do that, to complete that action, I would need to first check if I have that application installed on that device. Once I have and see a way to access that application, then I have to figure out how and where that underlying file is located. All of those steps really are necessary just for me to complete the task that I wanted to do in the first place. And what the Workspace allows me to do is be able to stitch that together into one fabric that allows me to just open up that file and not have to worry about where that application is located and where that file is coming from. I just click on the file, it opens up, and it's ready for me to be able to get my work done.
Very interesting, very exciting that we've seen all these pieces coming together slowly over the past couple of years, mm-hmm. and it's nice to see everything all coming together into one big package that makes it a much more seamless mm-hmm. Integration with everything.
Yeah, the Citrix Cloud, when we set apart this vision, started with the notion that I want to provide one place for IT to go to consume all the services that they needed in order to to be able to deliver and solve their business challenges. Really, the Workspace app is the other half of that vision, enabling that same kind of value to be applied to end users about how they go about and get their jobs done.
Well, where can they go if they want to find out more information about Citrix Cloud?
Well, if you're here at Synergy, really encourage you to stop by the booth. There's a lot of great demos to be able to see this technology firsthand. As well, I encourage you to just go to citrix.com and see the more information. And then lastly, go to Citrix Cloud as a customer, create an account, it's just citrix.cloud.com. From that, you can be able to then start taking advantage of those services to help you to be able to provide that instant access to the SaaS applications, be able to publish and deliver your Windows applications, your mobile applications and files, and then be able to pull all of that together inside of that Citrix workspace.
Well, thanks for taking the time to speak with VMblog.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.